Hey all, welcome to today's video about the new June Season Pass. We're going to be talking about all the new cards we're going to be getting, the new hot and featured locations, a brand new game mode, so make sure you stick around because the metas are going to be completely changing and you gotta know this information. Let's get into it. Alright everyone, the first card we're going to be talking about is Ghost Spider. This is the Season Pass card that we're all going to be able to get for about 10 bucks. Really excited for this because this is going to be adding a lot more oomph into the movement decks. I love playing movement decks, definitely one of my favorites. The strategy involved is top tier, very fun. This is going to help increase synergy with Human Torch, Vulture, Craven, and Multiple Man. So it's going to be a great addition to these decks. Furthermore, it's going to be another card that is a move card, right? You're moving another card, kind of like Iron Fist, except with this one, it's the last card you played moves here. So that card's going to move to the location where Ghost Spider is. So what you could do is play Human Torch turn 1 and then play Ghost Spider on turn 2 since she's a 2 cost, right, into another location. That's going to move Human Torch or even Craven or Vulture 2 is going to be pretty big. So this is going to be a really solid card moving forward. Definitely get it if you can. I would say absolutely like a worthy card to get here. So the next card that we're going to be talking about is Spider-Ham. Now this card is interesting to say the least. It transforms the highest cost card in your opponent's hand into a pig. It keeps the same cost and the same power. So what it would be helpful with would likely be control decks where perhaps your opponent is going to play a really big ability 6 cost card. This is going to be good for that. In terms of adding this into a movement deck, I don't think you would. I don't really think this card is going to be super impactful. It'll definitely be annoying to play against, especially if you have very picky strategic turn 6 plays. With bounce, this could probably do pretty little. But I'm thinking if the opponent's trying to play like a leader and you hit them with Spider-Ham, that's going to be game changing. So really annoying card. I don't think it's going to be super impactful long term. So the next card we're going to be talking about is Spider-Man 2099. This is a 4/6 card. Really good numbers on this card, and the ability is absolutely cool. I mean, the first time this card moves, you destroy an enemy card at the location it goes to. So we're gonna see this having synergy with Craven. I'm trying to figure out a way where I can fit it into a destroy deck. I think that could be really fun. However, since you can only use its ability once, it's not going to be super great. But really excited for this card. Definitely going to be slotting it into my move deck. I'm going to be playing this card as soon as I get him next season. Looking forward to it. All right, guys, the final card we're going to be talking about is Silk. Now, this is a great card, another good move card, which is really reinforcing the idea that move meta is going to be the meta next month. After any card is played on Silk, Silk moves to another location. Now, there's a lot you can do with that now. You can have synergy with Craven here. I mean, if you play Silk on one location and Craven on another, I mean, you have a 50% chance of proccing Craven's +2 ability. Silk is going to be amazing, moving from location to location, perhaps disrupting people's plays. If you end turn 6 with Silk in a location that you didn't play her in, that might completely throw off the opponent's game plan. I mean, it's going to be so unpredictable, just really, really fun, I think. Definitely get this card. It's going to be an amazing addition into your move decks. All right, guys, so I wanted to quickly mention this, and I wanted to engage you guys in the comments. Let me know what you guys think of this. I'm thinking next month is going to be an insane increase in move decks. We're going to be seeing it everywhere. It might even potentially, hopefully, beat out decks like Sarah Control that have been in charge of the ladder for the last couple months. Decks like Darkhawk. I mean, if you can fit all of these new cards somehow into a move deck, it's going to be boosting exponentially, you know, the amount of wins you're going to be getting. Your movement strategies are going to be a lot more efficient. You're going to be able to pull off those moves multiple times in the game. The way I'm seeing it, some of these cards like Silk and Ghost Spider, they're going to be be procking different moves almost every turn. I mean, if you play Iron Fist turn 1, you're moving a card on turn 2. If you play Silk or Ghost Spider, you know, on turn 3, you're going to be procking another card to move. So you're going to be moving cards all over the place. And add in a turn 6 Heimdall. I'm scared to even think about Vulture's ability here. I mean, Vulture is, I think, the best movement card, the best offensive movement card, where you're adding power +5 every time you move Vulture. That is huge. And talk about maybe even adding Iron Lad into this deck. I mean, a Silk that's 6 power. I mean, I think that could be really, really strong. Let me know what you guys think. Any ideas on decks? I'll be adding some extra theory craft decks at the end of this video, so stick around and we'll talk about those too. Okay, now let's talk about the series drops. Per the Marvel Snap Zone website, what the team has released, I don't think we're going to get any cards dropped in series, or, I mean, if we do, they're not going to be ones that we're going to want to see dropped. I'm seeing Darkhawk, Null, those cards staying in Series 4. We perhaps likely will get some cards to drop, but they haven't announced anything, and they've said that they might not even drop any cards every now and then if they see that there's a healthy meta, which I think this meta is pretty healthy. Now, that might be a hot take for some of you guys, but again, let me know what you guys think. If we get any series drops, I'll be happy. Shayna, I think, is still Series 4. I don't know how that's even possible. Darkhawk has been good since release. I believe he got released in December of last year. He's been a worthy investment if you got him that long ago. Still good throughout the months here. You know, 6 months later, where people are still playing Darkhawk and absolutely destroying. A four cost card with that much power is kind of nuts, really. Cards like Null also really good in destroy decks. I played Null throughout this season in my destroy deck, was really strong. So hopefully we can get those cards to drop a bit lower, so that more people can have access to them, are able to play them. You know, I think that could also help make the meta really healthy. Alright guys, so let's talk about the new feature locations. First up, we have Aunt May's. Now, this location is basically moving the first card that you play there and giving it 3 power, plus 3 power to that. Pretty insane location, especially if it's going to be you know, since it's going to be added to the location pool. We're going to be seeing that location a lot more too, not just the 50% more often once it's actually featured, after which it's added to the location pool, and you can potentially see it in all of your games, but not as frequently as when it's featured. Now, with this is going to be boosting movement deck players, which is really exciting. Like I said before, I'm super excited to be able to play that. It's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be a day of hopefully a lot easier climbing, earning a lot of cubes. You know, that's always the goal here in competitive Marvel Snap. Always getting those cubes is the best feeling. So the first card you play here gets plus 3 power. We're going to see a lot of synergy with this, both for control decks. I'm thinking Kingpin on turn 6, potentially to counter those movement deck players, but also Kraven's going to be huge. A lot of those move cards. Human Torch, I mean, that's a free double of your power. Vulture, that's a free plus 5, things like that. We also have Great Web, our second featured location. After each turn, move 1 card to the web, to that location, for a random player. So I'm assuming that means that only 1 player is going to have their card moved. That could be both really annoying or really beneficial for you. Now, we're talking about turn 6 move options here, right? If we were to play a movement control deck, I mean, obviously we're going to fit in Kingpin here. Kingpin's going to be an amazing addition to counter those turn 6 power plays for move decks. I mean, most move decks are always moving their cards to the left, especially with Heimdall as a turn 6 power play. We're moving all our cards to the left, right? So we're going to want to be put Kingpin on that left location, so that when he activates on turn 6 and hopefully we get cards to move there, we're gonna be wrecking some kids with Kingpin. I mean, I'm excited to have him finally a lot more viable in the current meta. This is going to be shaking things up. We're going to be seeing this location also in a lot more games once it's done being featured. We're going to be seeing a lot more Kraven synergy. Honestly, I think Kraven's my top pick for the card next month, because he works just so well with the locations. He's going to be working well with the decks, with the new cards we're getting. So super excited for that. All right, guys, next we're going to be talking about the hot locations, right? The first of which is going to be Kamartage. Now, this is going to mean get the Wongs out, get the Odins out, bring your Black Panthers, and especially you know, I'd be happy with Kitty Prides too. I think that would be fun. Getting some Moon Girls out are gonna be pretty insane. But bring all those cards, because that day is gonna be crazy. Now, if you're looking to counter people playing those cards, bring your Cosmo, right? Ruin people's day. You're not gonna be very loved for doing that, but that's gonna be the move if you want to be a little bit crazy, you know. Next we have cloning Vats. Now, that's when I think you should get all your Kitty Prides out. You know, cards are gonna want to be cloned, destroy decks. That's going to be great for that. Also, next we have Mojo World. Personally, I don't like this location. I think it's really annoying to play against, especially if you're not playing bounce decks. If you don't have a lot of cards to play, that's not a fun location. So I'll probably be abstaining from that one. Now, another location we're going to be seeing a lot that's going to be hot is going to be the Raft, right? Not a fan of this one too, but it's definitely going to be forcing you to play on that location. You're going to want to place all 4 cards there. That's going to be really important. You're going to want that 0 cost 6 cost card, because that could be game changing to have that to play on turn 6. After that, we're going to be seeing Wakandan Embassy +2 power to all the cards in your hand. That's going to be making the game a lot more fun, in my opinion. Always a fan of Wakandan Embassy. Power additions, always fun to play with. Lastly, we have Lamentus 1. Now, this is basically going to be a Galactus almost every game for a day, right? This is going to mean you're going to want to get your Null out, your Death out. Destroy decks are going to do wonderful here. Playing a Wolverine early is going to be sweet. Spider-Man also is going to be pretty big. Professor X too, if you can knock that location out on turn 5, I mean, it can be endless fun, you know. So make sure you bring those cards, and we'll move on. All right, guys, so I got 2 decks to show you guys. So these are kind of like theory craft decks with the cards we have not seen released yet. The season pass card for June. Now, this is a pretty basic move deck, but man, it's amped up now that we have Ghost Spider, Silk, and you know, Miles Morales if you have them as well. You could probably also add that 4th card we talked about earlier, destroying Spider-Man 2099 is going to be a good addition here, because who doesn't like to destroy a random card on their enemy's board? Now, you know, we got Kraven here for Ghost Spider, Iron Fist, Human Torch. I mean, those are going to be synergizing super well with Silk and Ghost Spider. But I think Kraven's going to be the star of the show for move decks from basically the start of next month on June 5th when the season drops. Kraven's going to be an insane card to have in this deck. I think he's pool 2, so he's accessible to everyone. He might be pool 3, I'm not sure, but he should be accessible to everyone. Dagger, I know, is pool 3, so I just recently got her, so I'll be adding her to this stack because she's pretty similar to Kraven as well. All these cards are just going to be adding massive amounts of power to the board. Definitely going to be seeing a lot of counters, though. Now, we need to talk about this. Professor X, right? Professor X, definitely a very hated card in move deck culture. We don't like to play against Professor X. He's a cock block. Don't like him. But what you can do with him is, since he's a 5 cost, you can play Daredevil, right? Make sure you add Daredevil into this deck so that you have that leeway to see where he's being played, especially if you have priority on turn 5. You're going to want to make sure you move your cards before he's played, so that way you could prevent him. Now, you can also add Daredevil and Enchantress into this deck for a little bit more move control style. Now, if someone does play Professor X, Enchantress is going to be an easy counter, especially if they have priority. Instantly counter that. Pretty hard to pull off, but you can do it, and it's gonna win you some games. I mean, Enchantress is definitely one of those cards that you're gonna want to have in almost every single one of your decks. She's just a counter to so many deck archetypes. All right, everyone, so this is my second Theorycraft deck. Now, this is basically a move control deck, right? So we have Nebula here. We're going to want to force people to play on her, so that way they can't play to the strategy that they likely have. We have Daredevil here for turn 5, Destruction, guessing where people are going to be playing. I mean, Daredevil is one of those cards, has, in my opinion, always been S tier. One of the best cards to play in this game. I mean, the ability itself it's almost godlike. I mean, knowing where your opponent's going to play, what they're going to play on turn 5, that close to the end of the game, you're definitely going to want this card in here. So we have Storm 2. Typically in move decks, since they always move to the left at the final turn, usually played with Heimdall, we're going to want to storm off that right location to make sure that they don't have a position to play in. Cosmo also is going to be a dope counter to a lot of those unrevealed cards, Iron Fist, cards like that. They're going to enable the opponent to play cards and move them across the board, thus gaining power. Kingpin is going to be a good addition here on the left location, right? The leftmost location, like I said, that's where all the big move decks are going to be moving to on turn 6. So because he counters and destroys cards on turn 6, I think Kingpin's going to be a card brought to the heights next month. Shang-Chi, obviously one of the most popular cards in the game. That's going to be great to counter the occasional big card. We have a lot of counters here. Spider-Man for a turn 4 into turn 5 Professor X to seal and completely counter and cut off movement decks. Now you're probably going to want to play that in the middle location if you can, and of course Miles Morales, he becomes a 1 cost if a card moves the previous turn, so that's going to be an amazing card for just more power brought onto the board. Arrow here is going to be cool. The classic Arrow play is pretty sweet. I mean, on turn 6, if you have Kingpin down, making sure you play Arrow on Kingpin to move that card that they play onto that location to just instantly destroy them. America Chavez, she's added into decks to just maximize the chances that you pull cards into your hand, the ones that you want, because she comes at the end of the game, right on turn 6. Now we also added Magneto to this deck, right? Obviously this synergizes really well with Kingpin, pulling all 3 and 4 cost cards onto that location. We're getting plus 12 power. I mean, this deck I think is going to be a good archetype or basic start for movement counters. I mean, we haven't really seen it because movement's just not been all that good the last couple months, right? So this is going to be, I think, a good start towards countering people. I'm going to be playing this. I mean, there's no way, if the meta really does change towards favoring move decks, this deck is going to be the move. All right. All right, y'all, so we have a brand new game mode here called Conquest Mode. It was first announced in March of this year, but prospective release date of June, so hopefully coming up. So basically what we're getting here is a brand new game mode. There's going to be no bots. We're getting basically extra rewards, I'm assuming, with the same ranks, right? So it takes battle mode format that I'm assuming people have been playing, right, in friendly battles. I play that not very much, but I have a few friends who play, so we'll play with battle mode sometimes. But so basically you're playing normally, right? You're vying for cubes, and you're going all the way up, hopefully to infinite. So the way it works is you have different leagues, right? You've got Proving Grounds, Bronze, Silver, Gold, Vibranium, or infinite, right? And proving grounds is always available to play, but people need specific tickets to access those higher tiers, right? And so you get these tickets by winning different league series, right, in the previous tier. And they give an example here, right? Winning your silver series earns you a gold ticket, and the way that you win a league series is by winning 3 back-to-back or consecutive games against 3 different people, right? So what you're getting is you're getting tickets, right? That's going to give you access to higher tiers. You're also getting victory medals, I guess, or victory grants medals, right? And you're going to use these in the Conquest shop. I'm assuming that's a brand new shop where you're going to unlock exclusive rewards, and the shop's going to change every month, right? We're going to get new cosmetics, new variants, and you're going to use those medals that you win by accessing higher leagues, higher tiers to get those rewards. And I'm pretty open for this. You know, I like getting cool new variants. I don't spend any money on variants. I don't think it's that particularly interesting. I'm in it for the competition, for the strategy. That's why I enjoy Marvel Snap. But yeah, this is coming in June, likely. So get ready for it. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. If you made it to the very end, I really appreciate you. You know, these videos take me a little bit to record. The editing process is quite crazy, and I'm new to this, of course, so make sure you like the video if you really, truly enjoyed it. Let me know any improvements, criticisms in the comments, and if you really want to see more of my content, please do subscribe. This channel is all about competitive Marvel Snap card strategy. That's my focus with this channel. We really like to see people joining the community. That's my whole goal here, is to help people be more competitive and to enjoy this game a lot, because it is a fantastic game. So make sure you do that and have a wonderful day.